Well, the Tour de Timor is only in its infancy, but thanks to the generous support of President José Ramos Horta, it is certainly gathering plenty of local and international interest. It's a week-long race which visits many of the remote towns and villages through the small island nation and is watched by enthusiastic crowds that line the courses. Now in its third year, the Tour de Timor has already been labelled as the toughest bike challenge in Asia. See for yourself.
The third running of the Tour of Timor opened with a testing 111-kilometre stage from the capital Dili east to Lac-Lebar. The first half was relatively easy for the riders as they raced along the winding bitumen through the picturesque north coast until the move inland provided greater challenges for the strong field as they rose steeply to the majestic mountain village at almost 1,200 metres above sea level. This year's only mountain stopover on the Tour. Defending champion Rapid Cycling's Adrian Jackson, who described the stage as the biggest climb he has ever done in Timor, took out the first stage with Search 2 retains Paul van der Ploeg in second and his teammate Luke Fetch in third.
It was very tough actually, very tough. Probably the biggest climb I've done here in Timor. It's quite flat and fast for the first 60 to 70k and then it just went uphill and didn't really end on after that, so yeah, very tough stage.
On the 122-kilometre second stage, the riders dropped down sharply to sea level again as they made their way to Bay Chu. Jackson set a strong pace from the start as crowds as enthusiastic as the event has seen lined the course, which was characterised by the demanding downhill rough roads. Working in tandem, Luke Fetch placed first and van der Ploeg just a second behind. The duo extended their lead in the third stage, a 69-kilometre course on a largely coastal route to Illimar. The search to retain riders led the way through a series of villages before taking a route inland at the 45-kilometre mark. Ahead of the ascent to Illimar, van der Ploeg took out the honours alongside his teammate. The 79-kilometre Stage 4 ride into the Com was not without drama, as a number of riders came off the steep descent towards the north coast. Luckily, there were no critical injuries. Luck did play its part as van der Ploeg flattered twice and lost the yellow jersey to Fetch. Ben Mather took out the fourth stage, 4 minutes ahead of Fetch, with Alex Denman in third. At 142 kilometres, Stage 5 was the longest in Tour de Timor history. The riders set out with sealed bitumen, providing some relief from the rougher roads of previous stages. The first 70k proved an easy ride for the peloton of 60, but as the king of the mountain climbs kicked in, the field was soon ripped apart. It was on the final hill climb through Bachau that Malaysian rider Mohammed Fauzan Ahmed Lutfi rode away from the bunch and held them off to take a gutsy win in Manatuto. Matt King of Skytrans came in second as part of a three-man chase group with Ashley Hayard of Fitzroy Revolution and Ben Mather of Rapid Cycling.
Oh, it was a good course today, you know, bitumen was a nice change from the rough sort of the hills, but today the Malaysian dude was just so strong. Going up the last KOM, he rode away from us and, you know, we didn't give him much of a gap and he just held us the whole way. It was absolutely gutsy ride by him. It was well deserved, very well deserved. So.
Yeah, just a long day on the bike, I guess. It's hard to eat enough and I ate about 5 gels in the last 20 k's probably, but it's just hard to get enough.
The sixth and final stage of the Tour took the riders on an 89-kilometre course from Manatuto to Dili. A stunning day greeted the field, but it wasn't long till a dusty, gravelly road set in along the course that the field began to split. As he'd done in Stage 5, again it was Malaysian rider Lutfi who attacked on the climbs and established himself a sufficient gap to go on and take his second stage win. Australian Luke Fetch did enough to finish with the peloton and take the overall honours in the Open male title. The 2011 Tour de Timor proving a resounding success.
It was amazing to see hundreds of thousands of people so happy and enjoying this spectacle of so many people from around the world, 20 countries coming and celebrating peace in Timor.
It's a brilliant concept, isn't it? And well done to President Horta for his personal involvement.